One of the most mysterious aspects of being human is that so much of what binds us together is never said aloud. We tend to imagine relationships as the sum of conversations, declarations, and words exchanged. But in truth, some of the most profound connections are carried in silence. We can sit across from someone we love, say nothing at all, and yet feel utterly understood. Or conversely, feel miles apart even in constant dialogue. Silence is not the absence of communication, it is a language of its own. To recognize it, we must learn to ask a deceptively simple question. When words fall away, what remains between us? There are 3 common ways silence threads itself through our relationships. 3 distinct modes that reveal both our emotional fragility and our hidden strengths. The first is withholding silence. This is the silence of distance, when something has hurt us, but our pride feels too tender to name it. Instead of voicing our pain, we retreat inward. We hope, in secret, that the other person will somehow intuit what is wrong, that they will hear what we cannot bear to articulate. This silence is heavy, almost stubborn. It does not open a door to healing, it builds a wall. Yet it arises because vulnerability feels unbearably dangerous. The second is charged silence. This is the silence that brims with energy, sometimes anger, sometimes longing. It's when emotions surge within us, too big to contain, yet we cannot quite trust that speaking them will be safe. Instead, we radiate intensity without words. Our eyes, our gestures, our posture all shouting what our lips refuse to. Charged silence can be magnetic or destructive. It reminds us that even without language, we are constantly transmitting signals. The third is bonding silence. Unlike the others, this silence is not rooted in fear, but in trust. It is the quiet of 2 people sharing presence without needing to perform, explain, or justify. A long walk, a gentle touch, or simply breathing together in the same room can feel like a conversation beyond language. This silence holds us, reminding us that intimacy does not always need to be spoken, it can be lived. These 3 forms point us toward the deeper capacities that shape emotionally mature relationships. Firstly, the capacity to reveal. To speak through silence, not by hiding behind it, but by gently bringing what we feel into words. To risk saying, "I am hurt," or "I need you," without fearing that this makes us weak. Secondly, the capacity to attune. To notice the signals woven into silence, the pauses, the glances, the hesitations, and not rush to judgment. To sense that absence of words does not equal absence of meaning. Emotional attunement allows us to give space without neglect and to receive silence as part of a larger dialogue. Thirdly, the capacity to trust silence, to sit with another in stillness and believe that nothing is missing. That quiet can be full, not empty. That presence itself can be a form of communication, stronger than 1,000 hurried phrases. These are not small skills. Most of us were not taught to listen to silence or to value it. We grew up in a world where words were currency, where communication meant noise. To learn the language of silence is to learn anew, to recognize that threads of connection are woven not just in conversation, but in everything that lingers unspoken. There is no shame in needing practice. We may have to relearn what it means to notice, to feel, to allow space for the unsaid. But the reward is profound. When we begin to understand silence as communication, we discover a hidden depth in our relationships, a dimension that feels at once fragile and eternal, delicate yet unbreakable. Our unspoken exchanges matter. They are the quiet grammar of intimacy, the threads between hearts that words can only ever partly trace.